Hello and welcome to everybody out there in YouTube land. My name is Lorne. This is my garage, and this is my wife's 1975 Blazer that we picked up in April of this year. It's undergoing some pretty extensive work. As you can see right here, I've got a bedside in place for the time being, test fitting everything. Back of the truck looks more like a workbench slash storage area. Anyway, so a lot has been happening since April of last year. I haven't made any videos prior to this one, so, well, not really anyway, a bunch of test stuff, but other than that, this is pretty much my first YouTube video, so bear with me. This right here is the original engine that came with the Blazer. I did check the numbers on the block, and it is original to the year of the truck, so I can assume, I'm just going to assume, that it's original to the truck. Anyhow, it's undergone some pretty extensive work. It's been cleaned, primed, painted. A lot of things were missing. Since that time, I've cleaned them up, replaced them, what have you. I do have a video of the first time I fired this up in its original form from when I bought the truck, and needless to say, it sounds a lot different now than it did on its initial startup. 350 4-bolt main. It's got a replacement cam in it. When I did the first fire up and compression test and so forth, the results were not that great. It had a couple of wiped lobes on the cam, so naturally the next phase of the resurrection of the engine was to replace the camshaft, and I did that with a cam I picked up off of Rock Auto. It's a Melling brand. I can't remember exactly what the specs are off the top of my head. I'd have to look into that and get back to you. It has the Melling hydraulic lifters. The carburetor on it is a Rochester 4-barrel off of my 72 Buick Skylark Custom that I rebuilt some time ago. I haven't really done anything with the carburetor other than while it was on the engine, I started it up a few times here and there before I put it onto the 350 that you see here in order to do the cam break-in, which I'm not gonna lie, for the first time having to do something like that since post-COVID, there's been a lot of talk on break-ins going poorly and lobes getting wiped out. So needless to say, I was a bit nervous, but the break-in was successful, and this thing sounds absolutely great. I don't think the videos pick up, well, the GoPro video, I don't think it picks up the sound of the engine quite as good as it sounds in person. But let's plug it in. Just my little makeshift here of a starter wire, a power wire. Wire is for the HEI distributor. And so let's fire it up and you guys can hear what it sounds like. Bring the thunder, as Derek would say. I'm really impressed with how this camshaft sounds. Well, actually, I'm really impressed overall with how this engine sounds, considering the last time this engine was fired up before I got the truck home and attempted to get the engine that was in it running for the first time after who knows how long. I'll say decades for sure, easily 20, 30 years. But yeah, when I heard this thing fire up after the break-in with the idle turned back down to, I've got it set at around 750. Maybe it could be, you know, brought down a little bit more. I've still got to go through the timing with a light just to, you know, really dial it in. But it sounds great. And this truck was actually purchased from Russ Brothers, Mike Hall, when he had his final auction. So that's how we got our hands on it. A friend of mine and my oldest son, we drove out to Russ Brothers and picked it up. Got to meet Mike in person. Pretty cool guy. Anyway, so let's see, what else can I say about it? It's come a long way. The picture of the Blazer on my YouTube page, or my YouTube channel, the orange one, that's what this looked like originally, and it was really bad. It was really rusty. So I've gone through and done quite a bit already. I don't have any videos, but I do have lots of progress pictures which I will share with you. I did a lot of video watching and searching for related videos regarding Blazers on YouTube, and not to bust any balls, a lot of the videos I saw were kind of hit and miss for the type of content I was looking for in regards to how to best approach the restoration of this. So I just kind of said, well, what the hell, let's throw parts at it and some effort and see what happens. And so far, I think it's come along quite well. It's still got a long way to go yet, but you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. Like I said, this is my first YouTube video, so be gentle. Feel free to leave any comments, opinions, like and subscribe. This channel is in its infancy. It's called Field to Road Garage, and I'm trying to get into the habit of making videos with this GoPro and adding them to my channel. So if you don't see any new content for a while, it's just because I'm so used to working without having a camera handy that I have to get into the habit of taking the camera with me and making videos as I progress with the build of this. Just to give you a sense of what the rest of my garage looks like, because I'm sure as I pan around, you can see well, it's kind of a mess. You know, 3-car garage, you think, oh, 3-car garage, that's plenty of space to work. Well, when you got a bunch of projects on the go, things accumulate, garbage accumulates, parts accumulate, and they have to sit somewhere, and unfortunately it's on the floor or on other vehicles. This is a Biscayne that I'm working on, well, have worked on. I've had it since about late 2011, early 2012. It's come a long way. Way over there, you can't really see it too much. Maybe you can peek through the ladder a little bit, but that's my 70 Chevelle Malibu. And as I mentioned before, in regards to the carburetor that's on this 350, it came off of my 72 Skylark Custom. That may end up being part of a channel dedicated just to the Skylark itself. It needs floors, it needs a trunk floor, it needs quarter panels, it needs inner and outer wheel wells. So I'm not quite sure when I'll get to that. My Chevelle is undergoing a full floor, trunk floor, which has already been done, inner and outer wheel houses, which has been done. The outer driver side quarter panel is waiting to be permanently attached to the car. So I've got a lot of projects on my plate that I'm trying to create some sort of balance, but well, not balance. It's hard. The Chevelle was the priority before we got the Blazer, and I started working on that. You can see some of the stuff that I've put. Well, that right there is the full floor for the 70 Chevelle. That there is a pickup truck floor that I used in the Blazer. It was cut to size and measured 3 or 4 times before any cuts were made. This is the other bed side for the passenger side that's awaiting. That right there is the rad support for my 72 Skylark. So without rambling too much, I don't want to bore anybody, but this is my first really big project to this extent of replacing so much sheet metal and so forth. So, you know, so far I'm quite impressed. I really like how this has come along. Like I said, I've got a bunch of photos. Maybe one day I will try and put a collage together with maybe some music in the background. I don't quite know how to edit content yet. I think I read somewhere that the GoPro 12 Black has built-in editing capabilities, but I haven't dipped my toes in those waters yet. So anyway, I hope you like my first video. Again, like and subscribe. My videos will be, I don't want to say few and far in between, but because of the fact that I'm just not proficient with always grabbing the GoPro to film what I'm doing, I'm more of one where, you know, I just want to set a task in place and work to get it done without stopping, grabbing the camera, getting some video, explaining what it is I'm doing and so forth, and then, you know, going back to work on what it was I was doing. So I'm in need of developing those habits. Again, like I said, this is pretty much my very first time putting any content on YouTube and having a dedicated channel to the projects that I'm doing. As I mentioned with this Blazer, this did come from somebody's yard or field or farm before Mike got it and before I bought it off of Mike at his auction. The Biscayne I mentioned earlier, this one, that came out of a dairy farmer's field, and it's come a long way since that time. My Skylark came out of a farmer's field as well, and that had no motor, no transmission. The interior is trashed. A lot of the front end was apart on it. I've got some pictures of that as well that I've taken as I started that project and built it up so far to be able to run and drive. So I'm trying to be as true to my YouTube channel being named what the heck is it now off the top of my head? Field to Road Garage. So I don't know if you'll ever see too many videos of me going out, seeing a car, trying to get it running, and then drive it home. I just live in a rural neighborhood, 3-car garage, don't have a lot of space to do that kind of content. So basically the content that I'll be supplying on my YouTube channel is the stuff that I have on hand now and in my garage. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, like and subscribe. Let me know your opinions. I will read them. If I can get all this stuff figured out, I'll respond to some. But I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your opinions and your thoughts. And yeah, wish me luck, guys. I hope I didn't ramble too much. And I hope you enjoy my channel. Thanks. Have a good one. Ciao for now.